Okie
So,
dokie.
one of you guys, not going to give any names here, but one of you guys approached me and asked about having a particularly epic character moment. And one of the things that I like to do with really strong emotional moments in a story, really big moments of storytelling, is to, of course, reward them. Now, usually that's with a hero point, but in this particular case, a hero point didn't feel like enough. So one of the things that I'm want to run by you guys before I give the okay in any one which way or another is rewarding traits for really big character moments.
Yeah.
So, like, get what is effectively a third of a feat, I guess would be the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I kind of equate it.
Something that I usually forget, and I've been kind of thinking a lot more about, is that like Pathfinder and all the various like role-playing games, they just give you the perfect framework to run your game, and a really big aspect of it is like finding ways to buff these characters that you normally wouldn't really be able to do as a side effect of the story. And that's a really cool thing that I always forget is something you can do. It's cheating if I give this person a cool ability, but that's D&D. So
right.
I'm cool with it.
And like obviously the trait's going to have to make sense, and it's something that we could work together behind the screen to figure out what is the most rewarding one, right? Like, I'm not going to give you guys heirloom weapon as a reward so you can have a free exotic proficiency. That's just that doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work that way, I don't think.
Come on.
I mean,
not even the old heirloom weapon, the usable one.
yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid errata removing the ability to take exotic weapons, which, by the way, I'm not sure if I've actually ever said it, but we're always going to use the old heirloom weapon where you can use an exotic weapon for it, because otherwise,
Appreciate that.
why does the heirloom weapon even exist, really?
I could be misremembering, but I think they nerfed it by making it that you're only proficient with that weapon.
Specific
Yeah.
one.
So
Yeah, that was the
screwed.
bigger pain in the butt, because you could still pick an exotic weapon, but the issue is that it's that specific one,
No,
so
I
you
think
can never
I think there's a
upgrade it.
fact that said that it doesn't even can't use exotic weapons for it either. Yeah.
Oh, really? They
Yeah.
put that in the ground, eh?
I'm like double checking that right now, but I'm
Just in
pretty
case.
confident that there was. It's actually not listed on PFSRD because of course it isn't. But
Yeah, you're right. Simpler martial weapon. So you use proficiency with that specific weapon, or a trait bonus on attack opportunity with that specific weapon. It's all that specific.
Yeah,
weapon.
so it's basically
Yikes.
you get a decent weapon, kind of.
to start, and then you throw it away, and your
exactly.
trait is
Yeah.
worthless.
so like, yeah, heirloom weapon is one of those like it's really great for like the first level, maybe. Like
Yeah.
the way it exists.
Maybe.
Like there's also there's another one that like gives you a free cold iron weapon, I think it is. Tribal weapon or something like that. There's something like that.
Yeah,
But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think it'd be cool to give a trait that's tacitly related to the feat at hand that's also decent for the character.
yeah, exactly. So we're all okay with that. Wait, of course, my players are all okay with being rewarded more bonuses. If you get,
No, stop giving us things. Jeez, Dio, jeez.
You mean if I do
Stop-
good, I get
Jeez.
rewarded?
stop
Come on.
promoting RP in the RPG.
Dude, you got RP in my G. What gives?
I had somebody come up to me once and ask if I could turn Pathfinder into a wargaming thing, and then they'd play, and I was like, or we could just wargame.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Warhammer Fantasy exists. So does.
In parallel to the whole traits discussion, you and I had a way back actually had a side discussion about the scars system that's actually part of the Skulls and Shackles player's guide for players who go down and get recovered or have a real bad time or something like that. That's kind of the same idea. Did you want to run with that kind of stuff? Like if a character gets mangled and then comes back from the brink, is that like a gain a scar thing? Because like I think it was the moderate scar or something that you get a +1 to all charisma checks, but then every scar after that or a particularly bad one is a major scar that gives you like a -1 to all charisma checks or something like that. So it's like but that -1 becomes a +1 against other pirates because they respect your battle scars, kind of thing. Like there was a whole system in the player's
peg
guide
legs and eye
that kind of.
patches is I think what you're referring to. I got it here. Yeah. So
Yes,
this one,
that's the
the
one, I
way
believe,
they
yeah.
kind of rule it is whenever you go down, you get to roll a d20 and then you get whatever you roll. But
Doesn't it key off like the massive damage
Something
system
like
or
that.
something like that? Like there's an optional there was an
Yeah,
optional rule
massive
set called
damage,
massive damage where I think it was supposed to key off
yeah,
of
which
that or
massive
something,
damage I
right?
don't typically play with. It is something that we could experiment with if you guys wanted to,
Eh.
but as a whole, I just feel like it makes like it kind of negates me giving you guys full HP. Like I want you guys to be
Yeah.
a little more hardy, right?
Yeah.
Beefy. So it might be something that exists in the Gestalt game, but that's a bridge we can cross when we get there.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of variations. Like mechanically, they're still at the core going to be the same, but into the Maelstrom and the yet unnamed Gestalt game will be different in a lot of key aspects too. But anyway, so yeah, so the way it would work is there's minor scars where they're interesting but otherwise cosmetic. Moderate scar gets you a +1 bonus on charisma-based skill checks for the first scar only. And then major scars will give you a -1 penalty on charisma-based skill checks. But there's this caveat there where the major one can also become an additional +1 bonus on bluff, diplomacy, and intimidate against other pirates, which I'm 100% for. Nothing puts the fear
Yeah.
of a young pirate than seeing an old pirate covered in scars, you know? Like that's definitely going to be going for that, giving you guys the bonuses there. The other one is, of course, amputation. So that one can always be fun, but that's something that I do definitely want to discuss with my players beforehand. Vis-a-vis Iru, all the way back in session 1, getting a hole blown in his hand. I was very tempted to say he lost it, just session 1, but didn't discuss with him first, so didn't do that. But, you know, I'm not about to drop something like that on you guys.
It's fair.
This is how Tazik gets replaced slowly by mechanized objects.
This is where Tazik gets replaced by an intelligent mimic.
Of course. I mean, soul. That kind of be cracked. Like
The only
intelligent mimic goes hard.
downside is you do need to feed the mimic 1 innocent child per day.
We have one.
Well, we've already got,
Wow,
our
there's
first.
no
I was just
spook.
saying, our first feeding is free. Like
Wait a second, but is he that innocent?
I think you guys can convince the mimic that Owlbear is a child.
He's got the innocence of
There
one.
we go.
It's at least 2 meals.
Oh,
I'm still concerned about Spook. I don't think he's that innocent.
He has been hanging around Quint.
Yeah.
Yep. He's survived this long, and that means something. The kid, not Quint. That's a whole other can of
y'all.
worms.
y'all are sending me. All right, so we're all good for it then. We can reward traits for epic moments.
Yes.
For truly epic moments. These will probably be given out with the rarity that hero points should actually be given out. Which y'all beat a boss last week, so I think you all should get a hero point for that. By the way, just gonna throw that out there.
As I'm stuck to a mimic wall, I'm not going to argue with you.
facts.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, okay, you guys completed the dungeon, give yourselves a point, but nah, I think the boss is really the soul of the dungeon. So, all right,
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
all right. Well, Tazik, would you like to remind us what happened last week as your struggle to do anything while you're glued to this door?
Yes. Last time on Dungeons and Pathfinders.
Yeah.
Oh, good, it's one of those games.
On Heroes and Magic. What?
Heroes of Magic.
It's when I go, last time
People
on
and
Warhammer
places.
40k, when you should go, oh shit. We began to fight against the mechanical / not mechanical spider, and through a various set of cleverness between our players and some finagling. Despite taking a few hits from the spider's long limbs, we managed to stick it in the ground and basically stun lock it until we could. Eldon could manage to circle it with thunderclouds, aggressive thunderclouds, and managed to take it down. Morgan took a fairly strong hit from it. Tazik got nicked by it once. Quint got nicked by it once, and otherwise we emerged mostly unscathed from our wrestling with a spider golem thing.
Didn't Morgan walk out of there with like 10 health?
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't Morgan take 32 damage
She
in one
decided
turn?
this venture was no longer profitable.
Yeah. And Morgan did a strategic retreat back to not be in range of the spider thing. But yeah, we managed to take it down with a little bit of fanfare, and then we spoke with the pirate guy in the cell.
Did any of you guys even
Should've,
bother to ask him his name?
Yeah, names aren't.
I think we all kind of assumed he was E. Ozker, but we didn't ask.
Well, Tazik did ask if he wrote us that letter.
Did he?
He just
True, which he did admit to.
He was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You sure? I wrote that letter.
Who are you?
I don't know his first name. Could be like. It's gonna be like Anthony with an E, isn't it?
Anthony?
Yeah.
Stop. Okay, hold on. I gotta write that down. You guys
Anthony
are
Ozker?
100% good at meet
Write that
an
down.
ant named Anthony.
Write that down. That's gonna be the nerdiest NPC we meet in a tavern somewhere. Hi guys, I'm Anthony.
You guys want to talk about photosynthesis? Maybe. Go.
I'm Anthony with
Go
an
sit
E.
this on for a bit. Go to. No, wait, hold on.
You turn into the Dougler.
Yeah, that's what I was getting. Who wants to play Connect
Straight
4
up,
with the
like
Dougler?
just the Dougler.
With the Antler?
The antler. Oh no. Oh
I love my
no.
tree, but I'll-
Don't write that down. Do
Do
not.
it.
Do not
Do
write
it.
that down.
Like Zane and I are the angel and demon on his shoulders.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Don't worry, guys.
Anyways,
I feel like I need to draw this thing, and it's just got like two like branches there, right here, antler shaped.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Like, it's practically an anthropomorphic moose, but made of wood. Is what I'm
Okay,
imagining.
no, guys,
in
like
my
I'm
head.
picturing
Yes.
like
Fully
Treebeard from the animated movie, but like
Oh, God.
with like a pair of
Oh,
glasses
God.
and like 5
Yeah,
o'clock 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah.
5 o'clock moss.
5 o'clock moss.
Oh, there it is.
Guys, dude, NPCs just create themselves.
Oh yeah.
What they do.
Oh. Yes, we spoke with him regarding the note. He let us know that we'd sunk his ship, so we kind of said, "Well, it wasn't yours at the time. Thanks." And then we showed it, and we discussed the reward he promised and what we needed to do. And he said that the treasure is the reward that we're going to be getting, and to meet him in his room. And then we started back up the hallway. Remembered that there was an entire section we didn't get a chance to loot, so we went back to there. And after getting some, I think there was a little bit of gold and a playing card off of the table. We also discovered a door, and we went to go to the door, and there was a lock on it. So Tazik went to open it, and as he put his hand on the lock, an eyeball popped out of the lock and stared at him, and then a bunch more eyeballs, and then the mimic door just kind of appeared. And now we're here.
Doesn't Tazik feel so blessed?
Oh, yes.
On that note, he had guidance, but I'm going to assume he used it to try to pick that lock.
Actually, I didn't. With my bonuses, I probably wouldn't have needed
That's
it.
awesome. Yeah.
On your, you did roll an. It looks like you did roll an 11.
I thought I rolled an...
And it wasn't. You have a 1 undefined on it. I wonder if that might have been the guidance, or I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I think... yeah, you're right. For some reason, I thought that was the 20 I rolled, but that was at the other lock.
Had you claimed it, Dice Christ would have
Yeah.
punished you.
Yeah. All right. So, guys,
But because you're honest, you're gonna roll well. And I
Well,
cursed
this
it.
this brings us to everyone's favorite sentence. Roll for initiative, please.
Oh my goodness.
Please, dice, please.
Oh,
That's not.
Okay,
I'll
play.
take
here's
that.
the thing. I haven't rolled yet. I'm hoping I get a 1. Here it
Not like
comes.
this.
Oh,
Not like
no.
this,
Nope,
dude.
it was
Not like this.
it was
Not
I think
like
officially
this.
everyone else gets a hero point now.
Add it to the counter.
Uh,
I do have a running counter.
Hey
and
man,
it's-
at least you
God,
went before the
this is
mimic,
something.
but you know he gets to act in a surprise round since he spooked y'all. Which means Tazak,
Yeah.
my dear friend,
yes.
are you
Yes.
ready to get the old slamma-jamma?
Yes. Well,
I must,
Yeah.
I must do the slamma-jamma. I hope you understand.
I understand this.
Now, how do I select other tokens? I figured it out the other day, and now I haven't been able to do it since. That one. No, that's not it.
Token controls select tokens.
Yeah, top left-hand corner, the very first option, and then the second option that looks like a target. I don't know if there's an easy hotkey.
Okay, wait, what? Okay, walk me through that one more time.
Mhm.
So top
So
left-hand corner,
the person button, the token controls,
and then the target.
and then there's one that looks
Yep.
like a target. And then if you click on from there, you can click on the target, and then you can go back to the select tokens thing, and select the token you want to do things with.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see how that works. So my problem is I'm selecting the mimic first. I should be selecting Tazak first, and then
Yes.
selecting.
Yeah.
Right, and then go select the mimic, yeah, and then use the ability, and he will inherently be the
Aha!
target.
Excellent. Excellent. Oh, look, you can use power attack.
I'm okay with him trying because I have a really good AC on most things. Not,
Aren't you
not that
grappled?
high.
And you're grappled.
Yep.
So we should actually give you that grappled condition, come to think of it.
Yes.
I think there is that in the buffs tab.
Or did it not?
It should be
It did not. Why didn't it?
grappled. There it is.
Yeah. It's in the buffs.
Plus
It's in the
grappled.
buffs condition. Yeah, so you are lay grappled.
And
Oh, goodness.
you only took 8 damage. That's actually
It's not. That's not bad
that's
at all.
not bad at all.
Okay, that worked. That
By
time.
the way, the hotkey for selecting is tapping the T button
Ah.
when you're hovering over.
All right.
So it is.
Nice.
Season.
And you can shift
I mean,
T if you need to select
Quinty
multiple.
boy. I love you.
Yeah. No trouble. You're welcome to call me by my name. I don't know many programs that actively hide their talent, but
That's true.
I'm also
I mean,
happy
dude,
to
I
hide.
just don't want to dox y'all. Season, who by the way lives at
No,
36
that's
Main
fine.
Street East in Hamilton, Ontario.
It's true. It's true.
That
Yeah.
that's a joke. He does not. He actually lives at 37.
No. It is. Thank you.
He's at work between.
I don't want to pester my neighbor for all the hate mail.
All right, so I guess that brings us to top of initiative after our delicious surprise round, which brings us to Tazak, who is currently glued to a mimic.
Yes. So Tazak is going to draw and fire. I'm just looking at what options I have. Sweet. All right. I think I got this. So Tazak is going to burn a hero point
Okay.
to recall a single cast of his alchemical charge.
Ooh,
Yes.
okay.
So I can use it one more time.
Okay.
And then I'm also going to burn an ability which I've not needed yet. I'm going to see if I can show it to everybody. Can. Here we go. Yes, there we go. Which is basically I call it the screw you in particular skill, which lets me, let's see if I can do this with it. No, I think I have to change it first. Sorry. Yeah, this lets me cast, no, okay, I'm good. Any attack that would normally happen from, didn't select the ammo type. Jeez. Yeah, so any attack that would normally happen from a splash weapon, I can add a plus. So it automatically hits. I didn't roll a 1, so it doesn't have a misfire. And then I can add...
Oh, using the dragon pistol. Oh.
2 damage to that. So it's... did it actually do the...
Is that 11 damage?
Yes, 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage.
So basically, Tazik's just going to draw the gun from his holster while his hand is stuck to the door, stick the gun in this thing's face, and pull the trigger.
Cool. That does an amount of damage.
Yes.
See, you're killing me. What did this man do to this mimic? How doomed are we?
Concern.
The concern
Zane has never
grows.
trusted me since I dropped a dog on him that turned out to be a demon. Never forgiven me since then.
You're not wrong.
He learned that day.
And,
Listen, in Zandy we trust to this day.
oh, Dio, that would provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. Yeah, you feeling brave, Tazik, my boy?
It's all I had, so kind of.
Well, let's see what happens.
You feeling lucky, punk?
Oh, good. No, not good.
Not
Oh,
great.
goodness, that 21 damage?
Yep.
Oh, dear. So you're... Oh,
I'm at
you're
8.
at 8. All right.
Thankfully, Quint goes before the Mimic, but I don't know how much healing he has left.
Well, we'll find out shortly.
Yeah.
Is that your turn?
And as I don't have... Yeah, I'm not going to... Well, actually, would I be able to be considered to reload while pinned by a Mimic? The one hand is pinned.
I think you need 2 hands to reload, don't you?
Let me just double check.
Also, the math...
Answer is probably.
That math doesn't look right. That was an 18 to hit.
18, so if that's not touch AC, 18 will miss.
18 will miss?
Yeah, I have 20, or, no, wait,
I really thought about giving
I
it the
just
advanced
closed
template, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, just slow down for 1 second, sorry.
I deleted it, and then it added it here anyway, so I'm not sure what happened there, but... I'm not dropping an advanced template mimic on you yet.
Please, no. Not while we're just sitting
Yeah.
here.
So now you are grappled, so that does give you debuff though to your. I guess that would be calculated automatically, wouldn't it? Because you have the grappled condition.
I think so. Let me just see what my... accidentally closed.
-4 to dexterity, so that's just a -2 to your AC. I guess that would be.
Yes. So 18 likely still hits me.
Okay. Cool. So we'll call it a hit for now, and then if you find out afterwards, we can fudge it there.
Yeah.
Fudge it later. So 21 out of 30. You'll be fine.
So you need at least one hand free to load a one-handed weapon, so I can reload
There you go.
my...
You can reload it. Works for me. All right, brings us to
Perfect.
Quint, my boy.
Okay. Quint's gonna see this thing like start transforming and glob onto our rat, our lovely bipedal rat that we enjoy, and he's gonna take a 5-foot step backwards immediately, jump back and like, ah, fuck, and see Taz just start getting wailed on. On that note, Quint kind of like jerks to the side, and Tazek, you regain 5 hit points as Quint gains some new bruises. And
I'm able to survive one more of those hits.
yeah, and on that note, let's see, you took a fair amount of damage there.
13 out
so
of 30. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
looking
that's
like
pretty
I'm
tasty.
mildly in the range of 13 if I were to say a number.
Feeling a solid
Mhm.
13 out of 10.
That
Yeah.
solid 13. Okay. Well, Quint is a couple of cool options, and instead I'm going to waste the resource that I have the least amount of. He's going to kind of fish into his satchel, and he's going to pull out. It's kind of hard to see. It looks like a grape, and he tosses it into his mouth, and he just starts like aggressively chewing, much like. Oh no, I don't want to bring any cursed Lord of the Rings references, but he is going to kind of close his eyes and focus on the connection, that bond that we have, and he's going to flood it with positive energy. And he will reach a hand out and cast Cure Moderate Wounds on Tazik, one of his remaining second level spell slots. And yeah, that's kind of average. Whoa, that's great. Yes, you regain 13
Wow, way to
points of healing.
I will take it.
Yep. That is great.
Right.
Congratulations, buddy. And sorry, it's not like I had an entire week to think about my turn. Oh yes, excellent. Quint will actually kind of wipe his mouth and then get a little bit of that snuff powder that he always pulls out. It's like this weird, like dark brownish coppery tone that kind of seems to have flicks of something metallic in it that you see sometimes when he wipes his nose. You still see something kind of left behind, and he takes a hearty sniff, and he's gonna healer's way himself. Ta-da. And that will be Quint's turn. Oh shit! That was a good
Nice.
roll for Healer's Way.
Quint is rocking it.
Super overheals him, but he's good.
All right. So there was actually a miscalculation on that damage that you took as well because of the advanced template there. I believe it should have been actually 11 damage that you took, if my mathing is correct.
11 instead of 13. I'll add 2 more.
So.
The news is I'm close to
And
surviving.
this is the last time I fix anything on the fly. Next time y'all suffer.
That's fair.
All right, Morgan. All right, assuming Quint was done.
Yep, I actually miscalculated. Healer's Way only healed 12. Quint had 10 HP down,
Okay,
so he's fine.
Perfect.
But
All right, Morgan. Morgan? Did we lose? Oh, there we go. Got it.
Sorry about that. Nope, my bad.
Calling the police.
Sorry about that.
Policia.
Morgan is gonna actually take aim with her pistol,
okay. So,
and she's gonna fire.
one thing
Or wait, is
that you can
Tazik in
do,
the way?
if you don't have precise shot, they're on melee, so that is I think it's -4, right? -4 to hit.
Yeah.
But given that question that you asked behind the scenes there, you can pull him out. I wouldn't recommend using your weapon, though. I'd recommend walking up behind him, grabbing him, and pulling him. Which is totally an option that you can do.
Tazik will accept the worst rug burn ever for this.
You are effectively trying to out-grapple the grappler.
Yeah, that's what I'm a little worried about. And with that negative
You're
that
still
Morgan still has.
plenty strong.
I think you only have a -1.
Yeah, you only have a -1
now.
right now to your strength. So you're actually not, and that's strength damage. So I think you're actually at full strength, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
Because if I remember correctly, you should be at 1 damage. So you're basically at your full modifier right now.
Yeah. You should be at a +4.
So you should be basically back to normal. So you can take your walks up to there, and then you'd be attempting to pull him out of the grips of the of the mimic, which let's get the grappling flowchart because
Yeah. I don't know. Have you guys ever tried pulling like a mouse off of a glue trap? I don't. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be pretty messy.
I was gonna say this is not.
Yeah, no.
It's worth a try, but it's gonna be
you
messy.
guys are really
Oh, yeah.
pulling a mouse off of glue trap, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yep.
quite literally.
Literally. Way to be racist, DOTs.
I'm sorry, I said rat.
I know.
Folk. Okay, hold up. All right, let's get this handy, delicious. Because of course, I love how there's a need for this to exist. All right, so the grapple flowchart. Oh man, that is like 6 whole pixels. All right, so Agnes, you can initiate a grapple to basically try to pull Tazik out, which basically it's going to be your grapple. Your combat maneuver bonus versus the combat maneuver defense of the mimic.
Confident in my feeling today.
As confident as somebody who
just
just
got a
got
hero
a hero point.
Yeah. I believe
Yeah,
in
I
you.
was gonna say we all just got a hero point. That spices everything up. Shenanigans may now be afoot.
The shenanigan is afoot.
Considering I'm back at full health and hopefully don't become more sticky food.
Y'all just take turns getting grappled by the mimic.
Uh,
Mom said it's my turn with the sticky wall.
It's just giving me the one big fuck I'm gonna die eye.
Yeah.
and then there's about like
Yeah.
50,000
You know what?
little ones also staring at you.
I mean, some of them are probably burned away.
All right, what's Morgan doing?
I mean, either that or you make the mimic wet itself.
I can do that technically with my when she's pointing a gun.
I mean, you're the same size as it, so you just
I would get
+4
an
with the
additional.
let me.
Yeah.
Oh, I lost my mimic. There we go. Hold on.
Oh, darn, I only have this advanced template mimic. I guess we'll just have to go with it.
Okay, no, actually, rules is written. You can totally intimidate a mimic. In my head, they only spoke Aklo.
Well,
but
we know what Morgan's.
No, that is not the case.
All right.
I don't think intimidate is language.
I think there's like
anyway.
a negative that you can take from for.
No.
I think could be wrong.
You don't need language to have the body language of "screw you, I'm going to kill
That's
you."
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
There are some things that are universal.
That's true.
Yeah, so Morgan is going to take out her pistol and she's going to try
Alright.
to intimidate. I'm just trying to remember. It's situational bonus, correct?
Yeah,
Or
situational
we
bonus
I
is
think
fine.
it's situational.
Can't remember if it's been added in or
It's-
not.
Yeah, I think you have to
so,
add it in
okay,
every time you have your gun out.
Plus,
Correct.
there's plus 4,
'Cause you're
correct?
One size
so.
category larger. So in this case, because it's a medium creature, you're effectively a large creature, so you get a +4.
Alright, hopefully I did this correctly.
What do we got? 25. That was a 7 for 25.
And she didn't even add a +8 from
That's without the hero point.
0 point.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so
Oh
I
my.
think that just like crushes the DC because was it 10 plus hit die or something like that?
Plus hit die plus wisdom, I believe, or sense motive.
Well, just,
It's
I'm gonna say
wisdom. It's
wisdom.
wisdom or sense motive plus hit die plus 10. Yeah.
okay, hold on. 25. Yeah, it's intimidated. So this creature is but you have thug, so it's more than just demoralized.
No, it's shaken unless she gets a high enough DC to get over 4 rounds, in which case
So
she can make it frightened for a round. But she's got to get 4 rounds of duration.
Shaken.
Yeah.
Whew. Oh gosh.
Yeah, 10 plus hit dice plus wisdom.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh,
Woof.
dude. -2 on attack rolls, saving throws, skill checks, and ability checks. Oh. Oh, I forgot how that
He'll
feels.
take it.
Never mind, I'm putting the advanced template back on. Screw you guys.
All that it knows is that it has a giant eye, and that lady has a gun and a pike.
Yeah.
That's all the message it
Yeah,
needs.
nah, that's it. From now
Yep.
on, advanced template is out. I'm using the dire template.
Understandable.
Pause.
Yes, the dire
All of the
mimic.
mimics are now
Let's-
werewolves.
Listen, give us the advanced mimic now, and we'll take the dire off the table. I'm good with that. Let's not.
No.
All of a sudden, all the mimics are
Yeah.
werewolf vampires.
And shoot laser
course.
beams out of their eyes.
They're all undead.
They're
They're
all
all immune
constructs,
to
of
fear.
course.
I really want to know what
They're
like,
all part storm giant. They're immune to electricity.
what kind of lycanthropy would a mimic transmit? Would you like turn into a chair
No.
once a
I
month?
got it. You would be a
The were chair.
you'd be a
Yeah.
were.
the
You're a
were chair?
warehouse.
Warehouse.
Yeah,
Oh,
become the
Wait.
mythical warehouse.
wait, it's just Monster House.
It is, which is honestly a
start-
delightful movie.
I
Everyone,
really
truly
got to
is.
start
At
putting
the
thought
rate
into
we're
it.
going, if we find a mimic that turns into a house, we're just going to turn into the Addams Family.
Da-da-da-dum.
oh,
Listen,
that is
you guys
so-
gotta stop giving away my story beats before you even find out that they're real, okay? Like, screw you guys. I'm going
Screw you
out.
guys.
They're
I'm going
yeah,
out.
no, never mind. Spoilers. It's fine.
Yep.
Morgan just
Careful.
intimidates the
I'm
mimic so
certain-
much that it becomes our boat out of fear.
Also, the
Yeah.
mimic is just off
I'm
the
certain
encounter
there
table,
are
apparently.
0.
She's scared it off the
Oops.
encounter
Yeah,
table.
scared it out of
There
the
it is.
initiative.
Oh.
It
think it had a
voluntarily
7.
No,
dropped
sorry, it's got
initiative.
19, guys. I don't make the rules.
Ah, it's okay. Its turn's already passed.
Yep.
Get right.
Yeah.
And it's after Quint. We don't care.
Yeah, exactly. We're good.
And after Tazik with a loaded weapon.
Oh,
right.
hold on. I have to just give me a second. I just gotta. There we go. That's better. All right. So Morgan, you have you have effectively spooked the poor mimic. What would you like to do from here?
Take aim and fire.
No.
Oh wait.
Probably an
That's-
action
yeah,
to
right.
intimidate.
So you can still move,
Standard, yeah.
Here. Oh, I
or you can
move.
burn a hero point to shoot at it. That's fine too.
It's
But
true.
remember, -4 to hit.
Yeah. No, I think that's it for her action. She's just gonna keep that gun pointed at the mimic and
All
ready
right.
for
Tazik
next time.
remains captured by the mimic. Eldon.
Okay. Eldon is going to 5-foot step away because we don't
Why
need to
not?
be there.
Okay, I've already procced. I've already procced attack of opportunity, so we're safe.
It's not like it has
Allegedly.
combat reflex.
Depends on the
That's true.
template. Depends
Yeah.
if he's giving it some. I don't trust nothing.
This is.
We have no
this is your
knowledge checks. I
first
trust
dungeon,
nothing.
guys. The madhouse starts
Yes.
on the
okay,
next
so-
dungeon. Okay.
It's somehow it has a Trask template.
God.
All right. So
God's
Eldon
bond.
is going to.
Yeah.
Eldon is going to cast a shocking grasp. So he does his usual kind of eyes flash, little mumbling to himself as he moves his hands around, and his whole left arm becomes wreathed in electricity. And he's going to hold the charge. But for anyone who has seen Eldon cast a shocking grasp before, this is gonna, and anyone who paid attention to Eldon casting the spell, this is going to look a little different. The shocking grasp, which normally kind of goes down his arm and hangs out near his arm, wrist, and forearm, is actually hanging out more along his upper arm, more in his bicep and his shoulder, and almost a little bit into his chest. And his left arm is kind of clenched up like he's flexing towards his shoulder. And he's holding the charge in kind of a weird way that's more inward than out at the edge of his arm. And he's going to kind of look around at the situation, look around at his crew, and say, kind of You'll see a bit of a shift in his demeanor as he kind of gets really intense and starts looking around and goes, Morgan, if you can keep that thing scared and prepare to pull Tazik out of here, we might have a chance here. Master Quint, if you would do me the honors of keeping our rat friend standing, I have a very terrible but potentially helpful idea.
I'm all ears, Captain.
I'm down for any ideas.
Master Tazik, do what you got to do, my friend. I hope we're getting you out of here, but this could go very, very poorly. I have an idea. I just need a little bit of time.
Do what you gotta do.
And that will be Eldon's turn.
You're gonna hurt, but you're not gonna die.
Why does he make it sound like a threat?
Don't threaten me with a good time. Let's go. And yeah, if I get to actually discharge the spell, I'll roll it, but for the sake of it, I'm just holding the charge on a touch spell.
So now it's the Mimic's turn. Alright, there's something I need to double check here really quick. Y'all kept me on my toes, so I really needed to... Okay. Excellent. So I believe the delicious little mimic here is going to attempt to pin Tazik.
Ooh.
Oh no. Wait a minute. Oh no. Oh no. I mean, it literally probably can't fail this grapple check, right? Like, there's no shot
it's bigger
it
than
can fail this grapple
Tazik,
check.
because Tazik is small. Right?
Yes.
Yep. Plus, it's got a +4 because it has the. Does it have a grab ability? If it has grab, it already has a
I don't
+4.
actually know if it has grab. It has adhesive.
Actually,
if it doesn't have grab.
Or is it? No, is the +4 just
'Cause
because
I'm
you're
already
already
controlling
controlling
the
the grapple?
grapple.
You just get a
Yep.
+4 to maintain it, right? Yeah, it needs to make a grapple check. I'm pretty sure even on a nat 1.
And that
I think a nat 1 technically is a failure.
Not a 1, basically, because this should be
Yeah.
1.
so 1 in 20 chance. 5% chance of failure.
I've had worse chances.
Exactly. Never tell me the odds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
I mean, Tazik's kind of the
What's
Hansel
this
of the
take
group.
10 button do?
Yeah. Means it fails.
Oh.
It's a 5.
What?
You can see the 1.
Yep.
You can see it. It was
So
there.
12.
It's gonna
That's
be a
not
12.
right, because that should be. Oh, because he has shaken,
Yeah,
so a
that's
a
-2,
no.
but then strength is a +4, but then he also gets
Yeah.
another +4 for being bigger than you. I think,
Yes.
right?
No,
+1 for
+1
size.
for size.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's no medium. No, but medium.
Oh,
If
that's
it's
right,
medium,
it is
it doesn't
medium.
have a plus.
Yeah, that's
Only
right.
large gets the +1. It's
Yeah,
based on
that's
your
right,
raw
that's
size.
Okay, but he already controls the grapple, so that should
Um,
actually be. Yep.
16.
That just barely beats my CMD.
All right. So as you're pinned, a pinned creature cannot move and is denied its dexterity bonus. A pinned character also takes an additional -4 penalty to his armor class. That's additional to
Yeah.
the no dexterity bonus.
So it's a -6 to dexterity or to armor class.
A pinned creature is limited in the actions that it can take. A pinned creature can always attempt to free itself, usually through a combat maneuver check or escape artist check. Good luck without your dexterity. A pinned creature can take verbal and mental actions but cannot cast any spells that require somatic or material components. A pinned character who attempts to cast a spell or use a spell-like ability must make a concentration check, DC 10 plus Grappler's combat maneuver bonus plus spell level, or lose the spell. So,
Not casting a spell, anyways.
alrighty. Tazik, I just want you to know that 2 sessions ago, when you were opening every door in this building, I was salivating,
Figured you were waiting for this.
thinking about this. I love how pinned is just a thumbtack.
Yeah.
That's so accurate
The
though.
poor sticky rat.
Isn't pinned
it
on
doesn't
top
stack.
of
The
grapple?
effects don't
Or
stack.
no, it replaces it, right? Yeah.
Also, grappled being a grappling hook.
Right. It's a more right. Pinned is a more extreme version of grappled, right? Like it just scales it up. Basically, doesn't stack with it.
No.
That sounds right. I can't remember offhand though.
Alright.
Sorry.
Yep. Pinned is a more severe version of grappled, and the effects do not stack.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Right. So I mean, thank God, because if it's stack, he's at a -8 AC. So we could just not.
Oh.
All right. So Tazak, how you feeling, buddy?
Stuck like a rat in a glue trap.
Yeah, it's accurate. Tazak, it's your turn. Oh wait, because he can move too, can't he? I could just drag you into the lair and close the door.
In theory.
A door that can move, that's just
Mimics have a
fantasy.
movement speed, right? I'm not crazy.
Okay. So
I'd assume so.
Of course they do.
I don't actually have to. So it just says I can't move, but I can still take actions. So I can fire at it.
You can fire at it.
Since
Yep.
it didn't actually hurt me.
Yep.
Because I don't have that much more I can do, I'm going to burn my last hero point on another use of my alchemical shot.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah. I could not and then die, or I could and potentially
And
be
then die
okay.
anyway.
Yeah. So
Correct me if I'm wrong, but provoking causes the attack to go
Yeah.
off first. Yes,
Yeah.
the AOO.
Which I think pin. Yeah, big spooky.
Big spooky.
Big spooky.
Big spooky.
yeah. I'm gonna shoot this. Oh, wait a second.
Gotta
Is this
get
gonna
him.
be
Just wait till you guys meet the T-Rex with the grappler ability, with the grappler feat tree. It has swallow
Don't
whole.
worry.
okay,
Ah,
so Dio,
we got a 2-foot tall counter grappler. What do you mean?
I need a ruling.
Spoilers?
Go ahead.
I need a ruling on deadly aim with a frickin' breath weapon, basically.
Deadly aim with a breath weapon. Ooh.
So it says you can take a -2 on all ranged attack rolls to gain +2 on all ranged attack damage rolls. Your base attack bonus reaches +4, yada yada yada. You must choose to use this feat before making an attack roll, and its effects last until your next turn. The bonus damage does not apply to touch attacks or effects that do not deal head point damage. It says nothing about non-accurate damage.
Well, a breath attack is, I believe, a ranged weapon,
Yes.
and this works for ranged attacks.
Yes.
Now, does the template resolve on touch AC?
Template doesn't resolve on anything. It's
Okay, then, yeah.
auto
Yeah.
hit, basically.
You're right.
That's
yeah.
why I'm asking, because I don't want to necessarily.
It feels kind of cheesy, because it just hits anyway. So it's just like
Yeah.
a free. It's like there's no drawback.
Yeah, it's a free +2 damage on
So,
if you're within 15 feet of something and using a fire weapon. That's why I'm asking.
yeah,
I'm
like
just,
that's actually a good point there, because
I could raw and just say it works because it doesn't say it doesn't,
Yeah.
but also I'm not that kind of guy.
It does say each attack roll takes a -2, and its attack damage cannot be modified by precision damage or damage increasing feats, such as Vital Strike. You could
Yeah, it
argue
is.
Deadly Aim is a damage increasing feat.
Okay,
I would probably argue that.
I'm okay with that.
I would.
You could argue it's a attack lowering feat.
Yeah.
Well, my attack bonus goes down. It's
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
a cursory Google search doesn't actually bring up anyone talking about it, so I'm gonna say no, it doesn't work.
I'm okay with this. That's why I asked for the
Yeah,
the
yeah. I
ruling.
was actually looking up the wording on breath weapon too, because yeah. Okay, well, take your shot, do some damage.
All right. So this includes the +2. I'm also burning a. Oh, nice! I'm also burning the grit point to use the precise screw in particular
Okay,
of the cone, and that does 14 points of
14
damage.
points on 12 touch. Oh,
Yeah. Well, 12. The attack
It doesn't
roll is
actually matter,
meaningless. It actually just auto,
auto
hits.
hits to.
Oh, it gets a DC 15 reflex save for half, by the way.
Oh, didn't do that
I
last
forgot to
time.
say that in the last
but
one.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We'll just say he failed the last one. Because he succeeds on this one, so there you go. So that's actually
Yeah.
7
points
damage.
of
Okay. Alright.
Does he? Oh wait, hold on a second. He takes a minus because he's grappling me. Or is it?
Yes, the grappler is also grappled, I
Yes.
believe. Unless there's certain special
I
abilities
think
that
adhesive
disallow
is
that,
one of those
but
special abilities, but I could be wrong.
But he's pinning me now, not
Yeah.
just grappling.
yeah, that might
Yeah,
change it. But
I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Never mind. Ignore me.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Cool beans. Okay, everything's fine. Yeah, everything's
Okay.
good. We'll just say he failed that one then, because he rolled. What did he roll? Oh, he rolled a 20, so he still passed. Because even with the grapple.
Yeah, he rolled a natural 17,
Yeah.
but if he took enough minuses,
Yeah. Because then even with the grappled condition, that's only an 18. So
it would be. I think it would be an 18.
yeah. So he's still good. So he's at his regular, still at the same amount of health, and I should actually add the grappled condition here. There we go. Okay. That works,
That's fine.
and that brings
7 points of fire damage.
Tazek, you good?
And does
Yep.
the mimic want to take
Oh, of
advantage
course.
of that?
Yeah, you can do a attack of
Of
opportunity.
course, I forgot about that. We got so busy resolving the attack, I forgot to actually make mine.
It's really easy to get lost in the sauce.
That will
Yeah,
hit.
so 10 damage. Oh, I can just hit a button that hits up. That's just automatically applies the damage.
I have done that
Oh, I
already.
just applied
I can
it
do it too.
I'm just.
If
What's
you-
this button do? Just
no, I'm at
spam
18.
it.
double tap.
I don't think it does because it only applied to
Oh,
once.
okay, perfect.
So I'm at 18, which is accurate.
All right, sounds good. Which brings us now to our best friend, the healing robot, who is also a good chef, Quintus Aurelius Maximus.
All right. So Tazek, you feel a similar kind of stream of energy, and at this point, you can identify something about that connection involves positive energy, and you regain 5 more hit points. And Quint, yeah, I was gonna say one of his ribs crack, but no, he just gets another bad bruise. The rib cracking comes later.
Quint's shin breaks and the bone sticks out.
Yeah, right? My leg fell
God.
off.
No, it's the 3rd time this week.
Now, perfect. Okay, so Tazek, I think you're looking better than I thought you'd be looking at this
I know,
point.
man.
It's not, yeah. So he, Quince, takes this moment to kind of mentally, he kind of pulls. He kind of pleads a little bit with anything that might be listening up above, and more or less is saying like, I need to find a way to not be powerless in this kind of situation, and he hopes to the goddess, but nothing kind of returns his prayer. So, I think, shoot, I'm sorry, there's not much Quint can do. I could bless you, but at this point, I think he's gonna kind of stay at the ready.
Can't
Fuck it.
oracles
He's gonna
just use any spell slot to cast Cure Light Wounds.
yeah, they can. Well, Tazek, sorry, is Tazek like actively bleeding all over the place?
Tazek's looking minorly injured, but still.
You're above half.
I'm decently above half.
Yeah, that's the big thing. So, I'm gonna look at this weird door. Is there a check I can make to know more about this creature? Mainly, I want to know if it has any bones. I don't think it does, but I don't know if my character has any idea.
Dungeoneering, I believe, is
Okay. Cool. I'll roll it. He's not trained, so
Yeah.
it's gonna cap at 10. So I don't think there's anything he's gonna learn.
okay.
Ooh, my
Definitely something I
apologies.
get next level. I've ignored it because I thought we would be on the sea and not in the dungeon.
So, so a 10, 13.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing more that you can really glean about this creature.
Okay. Yeah, then Quint is just going to kind of stay where he is and pull his crossbow out.
Sorry, just thinking something, because it's very Quintus. Would Dio allow a hero point to be used to use knowledge dungeoneering untrained? That feels like something that Quint would use it for.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. That is an entirely almost non-combat usage of a hero point, and I'm liking what you're putting down. So special petition the GM to allow hero point to be used for something or something. So DM, I got this hero point. It's burning a hole in my wallet, and I really wanna know, does this door have bones? I'm spending it. You can say no.
I will totally allow hero points to answer specific questions like this. That screw the roll altogether.
Amazing.
If you guys want to ask a specific question, a yes or no question.
Hero point.
I mean, inspiration.
That is a thing, actually. One of the uses is inspiration, right? You can spend a hero point, petition the GM for a hint about what to do.
All
next.
right, let me go double check.
Hilarious.
I'm fairly confident I know the answer to this question. I don't think they have bones. There's no bones in here.
They're just jelly.
They're just muscle.
Yeah. But now Quint knows going forward. Either way, I'm going to assume they don't have bones, and he's just going to be like, shit. I got to diversify my portfolio a little bit. He's going to pull out his crossbow, and as a movement action, he's going to load it, and he's going to keep it in his offhand. He's going to keep one hand free at the ready in case he has to cast anything. That would probably be 2 move actions, so that's his turn.
Perfect.
And no one else is hurt, right? It was just
Tazik's
Tazik.
the only one who's in the danger zone.
Yeah. Tazik's the only one who's been mimicked.
All right, that brings us to Morgan the Blackheart.
And Morgan is going to continue to intimidate this poor mimic.
Probably the most correct option here.
Based on its DC, how many rounds was it intimidated last time?
1 round for every 5 above?
Yeah.
It's 1 round initially with an extra 1 for every 5 it exceeds the DC, but she also gets a flat +1 on top of that for being a thug.
So it was 2 rounds.
Yep.
Okay. So if she can get another 2 rounds, actually, so if she can intimidate it again, she could in theory. No, it's down to 3 rounds,
I believe, right?
It'd be down to 3 rounds now on your turn, so you'd have to get at least 2.
Yeah.
I think, right?
Yeah. So
No, sorry, you're down to 1, right? So you actually need to get 3. So you need to exceed it by an extra 5 to get up to 4 rounds, because it's got 1 round left, because it was at 2. It's your turn.
2? Went down to 1.
Yeah. So you need to get a 3 round intimidate to be able to.
Realistically, like a 30-ish.
Which, I mean, she rolled a 7 and got a 25, so 14 for 32.
Oh, Morgan in the clutch.
All right, let me
it.
just double check the math here really quick. What was it again? It was hit die plus wisdom plus 10. All right.
Yep.
Calculator, please. All right.
So I think it has to exceed it by 6.
Okay, so you get a flat +1. You get a flat, so you successfully do it because you're a thug. You get 2 rounds.
So it would be at 3 rounds. If she only got enough, if she still didn't get enough for a second round without the thug bonus,
no, she got a
she doesn't
second
have
round.
enough to make it right.
Don't worry,
So it's
she
still
got that
just
second round.
Yeah. Because at 25, she got an extra round.
At what point is it mental abuse towards the mimic?
Right now.
Right now.
All right, so you can
this
keep it
moment,
shaken for the next 4 rounds, or you can turn those 4 rounds of shaken into 1 round of frightened.
Does he drop Tazik if he's
That's
frightened?
for me to know and for you to find out.
Oh shit, that's a great question. Well, I guess we'll find out if you choose.
I don't think it can. I don't think it has the. Oh no, it can.
Yeah.
Totally. Maybe it can, right?
We'll find out.
I can't remember.
Let's frighten this thing. Let's go crazy eyes. I forget what movie it's from, but the guy who's like, "Look at me, I am Captain No."
I'm the mimic.
I am the mimic.
The movie has Captain in the name. I'm pretty
Captain
sure.
Phillips, I
Captain
think.
Nemo or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. I
Captain
can't
Phillips, yeah.
remember
Phyllis.
Going with Tom
Phillips,
Hanks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, hold on. What do we got here? Oh. Yep. Oh, okay. Oh, yep. 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 Frick.
That fear stacking, don't mess around.
That's it. Everything you fight's gonna be undead from here on out.
Shit.
Oh, that would be terrible.
I need a lot of fire.
Oh no! If only we had somebody who's like one of their best spells was Bone Shaker for all those
no.
undead.
Oh no.
Darn.
All right. And that brings us now to Eldon.
Okay, here we
I
go.
was assuming
Okay,
Morgan was
so
done. Yep.
oh yes, is Morgan done? Okay, great. So Eldon is still holding his charge. So Eldon would like to burn a hero point to maintain his charge within his own body while casting a second spell.
Fun.
Yep.
Okay, so for everyone watching, Eldon with the other spell kind of clutched up in his left arm, which is flexed right up to his shoulder, and he's kind of got the energy just kind of circulating through his arm and his upper shoulder. You see him start mumbling, and his eyes flash brighter than you've ever seen, and his entire core and right side of his body also is completely wreathed in lightning now. And he's just got lightning crackling across all his tattoos. You can see as his shirt's kind of flaring up, all the markings on his upper arm are glowing almost white, but bluish white, and his eyes are brighter white and blue than you've ever seen them, as he casts a second Shocking Grasp. And he's basically holding the charge on 2 Shocking Grasps.
Eldon literally going Super Saiyan right now.
Right, yeah, like anyone who's a little, your hair starts to stand up a little bit. You can feel the pressure and static in the room starting to build up a little bit. And Eldon is going to 5-foot step forward and burn a second hero point for a +8 on the attack to discharge the touch attack against the grappled mimic.
Nice. Shock me if you have to. Just kill this thing.
Okay.
So I'm going to put my situational +8 luck bonus on that. And we let Jesus take the wheel.
Thankfully, it's grappled.
16 to touch.
Yeah.
A 16
16
to
to
I'm
touch.
sorry, Eldon, but that hits. All right, buddy.
Oh, boy.
Tell me what happens.
Oh boy. So we're gonna do this. This is gonna be the easy way. We can disregard the attack roll portion. We're just gonna roll the damage. So that's the first one, which we have to talk about the first one, but and the second one is 26 damage.
So for those of you at
Nice.
home, he just rolled 46 damage against.
So that will be 46 electrical damage, but as you and I discussed, obviously, channeling all this insane amount of arcane and elemental energy through my body is insanely risky, and as a result, Eldon has to make a save against the first instance of the damage. Otherwise,
That's
he is
fun.
going to take that full amount of damage
That's
to
very
himself
fun.
as well. And my spell DC for this spell is a 17 will save, and we discussed it would be a will save. So this is a DC 17 will save, which I'm gonna tell you, Eldon, not the wisest guy in
Case
town.
in point, he charged to. Nope.
Oh,
Nope,
Short.
we're short.
Short.
does he have
We short.
guidance from
So-
Quint at all? Damn.
No,
Nope.
no, that's all right. So Eldon takes 20 electrical damage,
Oh, that's hot.
and the mimic takes 46
Yep, yes,
electricity.
it does. Yes, it does. Which, first question, Eldon, are you still standing?
I am still
that-
conscious.
My second question is, how do you want to do this?
Eldon, after kind of coating himself in lightning and basically turning himself into an electrical bomb, basically just steps forward and just kind of throws himself in between Tazak and the Mimic and just lets all the energy pour out of his body directly into the Mimic's
Oh.
central eye.
Oh, tasty.
and basically just
Tasty.
cooks the thing.
Oh, I love it.
The inside
That was
out.
All right,
excellent.
so the electrical surge passes into the mimic, and you see its eye begin to like arc, and all of its eyes bulge open as lightning like starts pouring out of them, like arcing to each other, and you see this poor creature's eyes start to dry up and pop one by one as it slouches down and kind of half smothering Tazek, but still its charred, crisp body is leaned over top of it. And Tazek, you are very much still stuck to the creature.
Eldon kind of just like collapses against the wall, just like breathing heavier than he's ever done in his life, just like only kind of half hanging out. He's like, okay, it worked. Well, I don't want to do that again, but I think we got there.
Thank you, Tazek says.
Going just covering his eyes, and he's already reaching for the aloe, waiting for the burns to start coming to him.
Very muffled.
Captain, that was something.
Oh, that was good. That was hot. So, in case you guys weren't, that was the character moment that we were discussing. So now y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but after that little bit of self-sacrifice and wanton destruction, I believe Eldon has earned the trustworthy trait.
Ooh. See, he's been trustworthy the whole campaign so far.
That's true.
For a man with the highest bluff in the game, he hasn't really lied to you guys.
It's true.
Yeah.
So, yes, Eldon, please reward yourself with trustworthy.
Alrighty, I have done so.
And,
Wonderful.
of course,
Thank you.
now, the
Yes.
wonderful, delicious, arcing, sparky wounds, the scars left behind as well.
Right. So I guess are we kind of at a point where we're just going to take a couple rounds? Everyone's going to patch up. Is that the? I assume that's the play here
Tazek's going to try to get out
for
from under
the
the
party.
mimic.
So as rounds are kind of ticking, and Eldon's kind of sitting by the wall, and the lifelink is kind of for the first couple rounds of it pulling damage out. You can see the kind of surface severity of all the scorched, blackened, burnt flesh kind of heal away, but you notice there's some distinct, and Quint would particularly probably notice this as being unusual, is that the wounds don't fully disappear. Kind of amid all his tattoos and his markings on his upper arms, a lot of those burn marks have left permanent, jagged, lightning-shaped scars that basically trace around the parts of his tattoo that were embedded with the iron powder. Which was a flavor choice initially, but has now come back to bite him in the ass a little bit here, as
That's
those
very
those
badass.
areas are basically, and he's basically got a raised, scarred border around all of his tattoos now, as the energy kind of burnt right into the metal powder, and it just heated it super hot that it left permanent arcane scarring from the raw amount of elemental energy that went out of his arms and through his body.
Tasty.
I'll hop in and mention too. I'd imagine that any healing you get through lifelink has a very spiritual aspect to it, in the sense that while the wounds that are being assuaged for you are appearing on Quint, it's more like the shadow of the injury.
Yeah.
And as a result, I would imagine any healing that's provided is like, it scars like a motherfucker. Like it more or less, it stops you from bleeding, and that's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was kind of where I was.
He's
Physical
putting
damage still happens,
he's
but
putting
you just don't die
the
from it.
spiritual equivalent of super glue in your wounds to stop the bleeding.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Exactly. So I'm down exactly 20 damage. So over 4
Perfect.
rounds, that would be
Yep.
20 back up.
All right.
And 20 for
So
Master
by the
Quint, unless he
time
wants to kill the
Eldon
link, of
is fully
course.
healed after 4 rounds, roughly 6 seconds after that, Tazek, you feel the glue holding you to the body finally give way, and you can retract yourself from the rotted, burning, crispy smelling, delicious corpse of the mimic.
Good. I'm going to squeeze out from under it, back off, and go, "Ugh, that's not something I want to do again."
Eldon's like leaning against a barrel in a wall, kind of just like the wall is definitely holding him up. He's agreed, brother. Let's not.
Let's not do that again. Too spice.
Yeah, too much spice for me, thanks.
Quint cracks his neck, and Taz, I can imagine you probably got a little more damage too. So let me know what.
Just 5 back to Quint.
What you heal? All right, cool. Oh wow, great. Quint is he's clearly bloody. Like he's kind of you're used to this. You've seen this a few times, and he almost I don't want to say enters like a Zen trance because it's very different. But it's safe to say in the heat of combat, when he's trying to maintain healing, he gets into a very interesting zone. Oh boy. And he begins fishing out a wand of healing. And I'll let the GM narrate anything, but yeah. He's after all that, he's still standing. And he will actually fish out the wand of healing that we picked up last time we were in port. And he's like, oh, time to put this thing to use. And he looks up and says, yeah, I'm sure you don't mind. And he's going to start aggressively wanding himself in front of everyone.
Oh my.
Bye.
George Takai has appeared on the call.
Yeah, now guest starring George Takai.
He will. Yes, precisely. I recasted Quint after game 2. He is George Takai. Like CGI'd so that he's like super short.
That's right. The role of Season will be taken over by George Takai from here on out. Tastic is going to take to shooting all fours now.
Quint will spend a real spell slot on a Cure Light Wounds, but he's going to save a single first and a single second level spell slot just in case. And he's going to patch himself up
what
using
could possibly go wrong?
I'm sure nothing would go wrong.
Tastic is going to load his musket and just shoot the mimic in the back of the head, or back of the what could be described as a face or the eyeball or something. Just blow a hole in it.
I'm pretty certain those things don't have bones, but you see anything in there?
Just dropping. There's no bones in there.
I saw what you said.
I'm just crapping the bed over here. All right. So,
That's the spirit.
shall we take a quick 5, or do you guys want to keep on hustling? Well, let's be honest. Our quick 5 is going to be a quick 10. See you guys at 9 o'clock.
All right. Sounds good.
And then we'll go explore the room that was so well guarded.
Yeah,
Yep.
track.
Yeah.
Yep. Just so we know, Jar Jar canonically fucks. And we are live now, by the way.
One never assumed that he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, those images are problematic. But Super Saiyan Antler
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Those images are
Super Saiyan.
problematic.
I for
The
one
Super
welcome
Saiyan
Art
Antler
Johnny
is
Bravo.
gold.
I want to do a deep cut joke about Girl Genius, but I don't know who's actually read the comic.
Oh, I haven't read Girl Genius in time.
It's still going and it's still
Is
spectacular.
It's still going? What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember Ottar Trevelyan or whatever his name was? The like supposed to be hero super guy who was just a douchebag who failed at everything.
Vaguely, yeah.
Or sorry, he failed spectacularly at everything. He'd usually succeed somehow, but end up like trapping himself. Or that's what the Dougler crossed with the Ent crossed with Super Saiyan. Well, it looks like you're trying to make a character like that for us.
That's delightful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We're all such talented artists.
Such.
We're wordsmiths.
100%. So, y'all, how are we doing? How we feeling?
After shooting the mimic in the back of the head, I feel good.
Several times.
I'd like to loot it now. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
All
look
right.
at this damn room.
All right, so the room ahead of you is a stark different from everything else you've encountered. Despite the weather effect spiders crawling all over the room, there are no spiders in this room, except for the ones that are slowly streaming through the open door now. Everything in here seems to be completely untouched by time, as made most evident by the fact that there is a candle still burning on the table, as if it was left there within the last hour. And what's in front of you is a large portion of books detailing, well, whatever books want it, whatever they want to detail. Really, these are loaded with the bookshelves are loaded with books, of course. And on the table there is a rolled up wax sealed scroll and a dagger. Now, those of you, actually, we'll get to that in a second. So, what would you like to do?
Quint will look at the rest of the party, say, "Anyone want to hit off this wand? It's doing the trick for me." Hands it out. Anyone?
Oh, no.
Going once, going twice.
I'm good for
The
now.
connection, the old link patched me up perfect. I'm feeling crisp again.
As you say that, you see like Quint's smile like gets pretty wide and a little bit genuine too, actually. And he says, "Good. I'm glad to hear it. Well, let's check out these documents, I suppose."
I'm gonna roll perception to see if there's anything suspect about anything in the room.
Perfect.
Yeah, Ellen's gonna sweep the room with detect magic as well. Kind of do his spin around and check all the nooks and crannies.
You're 11 to
18.
perception for the 18. Everything in the room is a mimic to your eyes.
This is how your dungeon burns down, Dio.
To be fair, every
be
door
fair.
was also a potential mimic,
To be
so everything
fair.
in here is also a potential mimic.
This is how Tazik just goes around with a ton of gunpowder strapped to his
Tazik has
chest.
earned the paranoid drawback.
Yeah. Tazik will remember this.
Eldon, you do sense a bit of magic coming from that dagger.
Ellen's gonna take a couple rounds and focus on that before we go too
Okay.
deep into touching it.
Who's got that back?
It's just
Is that vacuum going? Is that what I hear?
oh, hold on.
Oh, we lost the man.
Yep. He's just adjusting
Got
some
it.
background noise real quick.
That's better.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yep.
A little part of me wished that Eldon got a protection, like a one point of protection from lightning damage.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. I do have energy resistance,
Nice.
but I kind of forgot about that. But at the same time, like it didn't matter. It was
Yeah.
5, so
Yeah.
the healing would have been the same at the end of it all.
Exactly.
Because lifelink, it was in multiple of 5.
Yeah.
But and also, I mean, given the method of delivery, one could argue it was an overcharge. Kind of, it overcooked the resistance.
Yeah. Fair enough.
All right, so I can't remember the exact magic that was coming off of the dagger because, of course, I lost the item. But Eldon, as you're staring at this dagger, the hair on the back of your neck starts to stand up on end because you're staring at the spitting image of the dagger that Sly was holding on your whole time on the wormwood.
Yeah, and if I recall, I actually pinged her dagger before when we were on the ship, and it was
I
giving
believe,
necromancy. Oh no, I know. I don't know if I made the check to learn the school, but we were.
I
suspect it
distinctly
was
remember necromancy, but that might be a
Yeah.
metagame knowledge. I can't remember what we established.
I think we established it was necromancy, and then
Yeah, it was strong
realized
necromancy.
the oopsie that we didn't actually
I
identify
think
the
so.
school.
Yeah, gotcha. That sounds right.
But I will make a spellcraft check to attempt to identify it.
Yeah, no problem at all.
That ain't it, champ.
Probably for the best because I genuinely
like-
cannot find.
Yeah.
Isaac's looking worse for wear, but he'll take a crack at spellcraft too.
Tazik's 22 might actually be enough. Hold on. Now I actually have to go looking for it.
Mhm.
Motherfricker. You
Sorry.
fricker. Get fricked.
If
Oh,
it's
no,
a
actually,
moderate,
this is
You
the one I
tried.
wanted.
chance
Okay,
he's got
this
it.
is actually the one I wanted. Excellent. So I did find it right on time. Okay, hold on. Because this is actually... No, your 22 is not enough.
Okay.
Yeesh.
That's a dagger.
That is a fancy
But
magical
we're not
dagger.
done because there's
I
more
need
magical items.
Let's go!
All right, and then as you're looking over the bookshelves, you do also pick up a spell. Pick up a hint of magic coming from a larger than tome, larger than most tome, giving off a strong aura.
Ooh, Elden's
Alright.
grabbing the tome.
So you touch it.
Yoink. I'd touch it. Give me that.
The slight hesitancy.
scared of you.
I touch it.
Nah, I ain't scared of you. Give me that
Excellent.
book.
The book is heavy in your hands. You feel your 8 strength really coursing through your body as you try to hold up this 10-pound book.
That's fair.
Tracks.
It does track. Elden's also not fully recovered. Like he's mechanically recovered, but like Elden needs,
So you crack the
needs a
book
bit
and
of time.
begin to flip through it, just as a bit of a cursory look through, right? And
Yeah,
nothing overtly magical sticks out to you. It's in a language that you don't understand. It's the same written language that you've seen kind of just all over the place in here. Old, archaic, and nothing you can decipher.
Do I see any more of that weird language we saw at the
Yeah,
beginning?
that's
older than.
that's like every piece of paper in here has that written on it. Has that same
Okay. I'm gonna
script.
take all
All
of
of
them.
the papers. Excellent. All right.
Carefully avoiding the dagger.
Perfect. Oh, and there's a chest in the corner too. That's what this is over here.
Oh, I can't see it. I'm gonna. Quint steps into the room.
Yeah, here, I'll step over.
We have that.
I will not.
There
There
are
are
walls
walls.
in the way.
There we go. I'll step into the bookshelf for now.
Quint fishes out his thieves' tools.
I shoot
looks
the
to,
chest.
Yeah. I was gonna say looks to Tazik.
It so tracks.
Yeah. Dazik just whips out his musket and
Okay, listen, y'all touched the orb, and now you get to live with the consequences.
No, you brought the orb out. You get to live with the consequences of everything having bullet holes.
All right. So, your bullet puts a solid hole in the chest, and yeah,
At that point, I'd aim for the lock.
your bullet puts a solid hole in the dents the lock. I guess it doesn't put a hole in it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I don't think it's going to try to eat us.
Quint nods, says, I mean, I'd give you the honors, but I can open this one if you want.
Why don't you get this one? I'm a little
Yeah.
opening things out.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, he'll get his thieves' tools together. He'll crouch down, and Quint has abysmal perception and passive perception and such. So I imagine he's always like kind of thinking of something else as he's doing things. So I don't think he's even gonna like check for any traps. So he pulls out the tools and he's thinking a lot about how that door transformed. And he's like, hopefully this thing doesn't. Disable device.
All right.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to unpack here, but all right. So disable device. Let's get things one at a time here. After you after the lock's been shot.
Yeah. So Quint, firstly, he physically touches the lock. Does it feel like
The
it's
lock does
locked?
not feel like it is locked.
All right, then he opens the thing, and whatever is about to explode on
A
him
dagger
explodes.
comes flying at him. All right.
The dagger that's
All
on
right,
the table comes
you
flying
find,
at you.
let's see, what do you find in here? Okay. You find a glittering piece of chainmail.
Stand back! This shit gets
A-
everywhere. Sorry.
Glittering, beautifully shaped rapier. Like shiny, fresh off the press. This is some of the most beautifully, masterly worked pieces of armor and weaponry you've seen, with a cutlass to pair with the rapier. And then strewn among the chest as well is just kind of haphazardly tossed in there is quite a few bits of gems. There's an amethyst, aquamarine, some pearls, ivory, just a whole lot of stuff, and of course a small bag with a picture of a coin on it. So we can imagine what's in there. And give me 2 seconds here. Let me just confirm something here really quick. What is that? Okay, there's a couple of bottles of oils in the bottom of the chest as well, with a few other little bits of vials here and there. Overall, a totaling of 8 vials. Or sorry, 6 vials and 2 scrolls. And yeah.
Eldon, you got your magic eyes going. We got some spoils in here. I was a little worried. It looked like there was like that, herpes of the craft world, glitter everywhere. But no, this is just good-looking, shiny shit.
Eldon will kind of walk around the table and will go kind of peek into the chest and do another detect magic, see if anything in there is of
pretty
interest.
much all the vials and the 2 scrolls ping you.
Cool. Eldon's going to kind of point out, okay, bottles, scrolls are magic.
Quinn's going to start, he's going to physically touch the bottles and he's going to pull them out, put them on the table, and he's going to start attempting to identify them.
Eldon's going to do the same with the scrolls.
Since these are pretty pausely. So the 2 vials of oil aren't something that you've really encountered much of. A bit of a rarity there, but they are giving off magic towards you. I'm just going to give them to you because these are cantrips. Well, the first one's a cantrip, I believe. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's a cantrip. The first one is an oil of arcane mark. Mm-hmm.
Fun.
One of the most useless spells you can have. One of the most useless potions you can have, but you can sell it, I guess. An oil of mage armor.
You can rub oil on your abs and have
correct.
mage armor. I'm
Yep.
enjoying this visual.
There's a potion of guidance, a potion of jump,
It's fun.
a potion of
That's good.
protection from chaos, a potion of resistance. And now, as for the scrolls, Eldon, they don't take you very long to decipher here. These are things that pretty paltry stuff that pretty basic here. You got yourself here a scroll of detect secret doors and a scroll of magic weapon. Man, if only you had this stuff going in here. You know, you could have found a secret door and helped with some incorporeal creatures.
So that was detect
Come
secret
on,
doors. What,
Captain.
sorry?
Oh, and then of course to Quint's delight, there is of course a couple bottles of wine in there, common stuff, nothing really to write home about. A bottle of honey and a cask of brandy wine.
Ooh, fun. Yeah, you see Quint's like, yes. We've been, our stores have been acceptable as far as grog goes, but we haven't found any nice wine. And these, they got some kind of labels. I don't necessarily recognize them, but this is nice. And he happily starts throwing those in his bag.
Let me just confirm I have all the... No, I don't. I want that, and that.
Well, friends, these oils, these are very interesting. It almost feels like someone testing out their capacity to make things. But this right here, this is protection from chaos. Good if you got any of those, Abaddon goodness chasing after you and those the demons and such. But yeah, not a bad haul. Looks over to Tazek, says, I don't know if it was worth all your pain, but hey, you're in one piece, buddy.
I survived.
Yeah.
Might need one of those bottles when we get back to the ship, but whole and mostly healthy still.
Well, hey, and Quint fishes out some small little some small little goblets, puts them on the table, and pours a small amount of, cracks open one of the bottles of wine, and pours a small amount out in each cup. And he kind of holds it up, and he says, "To the princess." And he holds it up and
To your
offers everyone a
princess.
toast. Thank you.
Down
I
to-
appreciate that.
Oh, there's more. There's one more thing in here. I'm going to have to Google this word here, though, really quick. I'm pretty sure I know what it means. Yes. Okay. That's not accurate to the setting, so, okay. Quint, in the room, underneath the desk, as you're, turning around, swirling the drink in your mouth, enjoying every delicious flavor of it, you do see there is a quite a sizable barrel hidden underneath the desk.
Quint's like, hold on a moment here. There might be more. He kind of kicks the barrel lightly, see if there's any
some liquid
or
sloshes
something in it.
But
Yeah. Well,
sorry, go ahead. Yep.
there's something here. Mystery liquid of some description. And he starts trying to drag it out,
All right.
pulling the barrel.
Morgan will go over and assist.
All right. With Morgan's help
thank you,
to
guys.
move it, the thing weighs about 80 pounds.
Yeah, thank you. I'd be able to move it like a centimeter at a time, and even then, sometimes it sloshes. I've had bad experiences.
I believe this is a rundlet.
Thank you, Morgan.
Is the correct answer, or maybe a firkin?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's a firkin. It is a firkin of wine.
It's a freaking
Yep.
Oh, good.
30 liters.
Oh shit. Is it a
It's
sealed? Hold on, I'm gonna have to
It's
Google this
sealed?
real quick.
Okay.
Okay, good.
I was gonna ask, can we throw it in the bag?
Now, Tazak, one thing I did want to ask. You said you took all the papers off the desk.
Yes.
Did that include the
Yes.
sealed scroll?
Yes.
All right. Well, you guys have
It'll be in an extra dimensional space
Well,
right
you guys
now.
have pretty much looted the room then. There is still the dagger. But that's up to you guys.
Isn't that Sly's dagger?
Does
See
look
that
like
captain,
doesn't
right?
It does look like it, doesn't it?
It looks a lot like it. Sly was a little unbalanced.
Yeah, it takes all sorts.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, thoroughly.
I wouldn't touch the damn
I'm a little
thing.
curious. Yeah, we certainly shouldn't. And Quinn kind of walks over. He is curious. And he'll do his own detect magic. I'm sure he sees the same thing that Eldon saw. Like, yeah, that's some bad juju. But well, it could be worth a pretty penny. Looks to Eldon. I mean, I'm not leaving this in the room.
All right. So you touch the dagger.
That's a good question. He looks to Eldon and he says, "Nah, I don't know much about curses and such, but the way that Sly was always acting just really creeped me out, and it feels like some kind of warning, you know. But maybe there's a way I can nudge it into my bag." Looking it over.
Let me think about that for a second, because if memory serves, prestidigitation can act as a 1 pound telekinesis, and if I'm not mistaken, daggers are about a pound.
Oh, if that's how you guys want to play it. Now, where are you guys gonna put it?
I'm gonna call Morgan back in the room and just kind of say, hold the bag open, and kind of float the dagger over and
Would
plop it
you
straight into
like
the bag
to
of holding.
roll
But first,
Knowledge Arcana for me, please?
Yes. That is a 17.
A 17. Now I have to double check this really quick. But if I remember correctly, putting bladed or generally pointy things inside of a bag of holding is a great way to cut them open.
now that was 3.5 bags of holding. I'm not sure about.
Nope. Sharp objects pierce it from inside or outside.
Okay, then let's. Okay, wait, maybe not. You know what? Hell with it. Eldon's like, we're not mucking around. He's just gonna grab it, pick it up.
You're picking it up?
I think Quint would stop you.
I pick it up.
Quint would try to stop you unless you have intent in your eyes. Then he'd let you do it.
Eldon is going to kind of, I guess, somewhat tentatively, but he is going to reach for it.
All right. Quint kind of stops himself and he nods and he says, "Aye, aye, Captain." Kind of
Eldon's
moves
gonna pick up the
backwards
dagger.
slightly to watch.
May I see a will save, please?
Yes, sir.
I've been through too much shit today.
Oh,
18.
It's not bad.
All right.
You can add a 4 if you have a
I'll
hero
PM
point.
you later.
Sounds
fun.
good. Were both of the scrolls we
Yes.
found arcane scrolls?
The oil, though, is divine. The oil of arcane mark, that's divine.
Irrelevant.
Get it? Because it's arcane mark. All right.
Now
I get
Thanks
it.
for explaining it, DM. But yes, all the books on the bookshelves are written in languages is in that same archaic script that none of you particularly recognize or know how to read. But Eldon, you do have the big book of magic.
Yes.
All right.
It has
Quint nods, says, "Aye, aye, Captain. Well, let me know if you feel any weird urges. I'm a very discreet ear to talk to at the very least. But
As
happy
always.
looting."
Will do. Okay, perfect. DM, that you put the total value. That's the total value for just the gems, correct?
Total value for the gems, yeah, it's the 852 total value. Yeah.
That's the 852. That's just gems, right? Okay. Yeah, so I'm keeping the coins and gems separate for now. This is 8. Cool. Okay. And then 144 GP. Nice.
Yeah, I figure doing it like that might be a bit easier for you than trying to at least having the totals there. All right. Perfect. So, as you guys are looting the room, a familiar face eventually rounds the corner and just like wishes through the room. You guys are standing in. As he comes up and he says, "I took care of old Sticky there, did you?"
In a sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vile creature.
Yeah. I loved him like a brother, I did. He looks at you like just completely deadpan when he says that.
My condolences. And as Tazik's like reloading his pistol.
You're funny for a rat, you know that?
Tazik just shrugs and goes, "Part of the job."
Right.
My explosive humor.
So, given that you all are good pirates, I imagine you have successfully acquired some new materials from that room there, right?
With all due respect, I'm very confused as to why you're wasting your breath to ask, but potentially.
Well, given you left my personal effects where they are, can't be too certain.
We had reason to try and get on your good side.
Right, and so he steps past you, and Quint, you see this man like effortlessly kind of like reach into your coat and pull out one of those bottles of wine that you took out of the chest, as he kicks his feet up at one of the tables here, and grabs one of the cups, kind of looks what's in it, shrugs, uncorks the wine, and pours some in there, and then pours around into each one of the cups at the table, and he gestures for you all to sit.
Quinn just kind of nods and he's like, "Yeah, I've had enough violence for one day. Thank you for serving us all a drink, I suppose." And he'll sit down near the bottle.
Yeah, Eldon's gonna grab his mug and kind of hop up on a crate over here and gesture for Morgan to take the last seat at the table.
Morgan does as asked.
Wait, there we go.
Yep.
There it is. Yep.
Hey, that a boy.
Tazik will down the drink as a shot.
Nah,
Not wanting to taste it, just wanting to get drunk.
it's a fine vintage, this is.
Trying to wash the taste of mimic slime out of my mouth.
For that then, you should have said something. Old Sticky got to you, did he? And he smiles, and you see him kind of like scratch his chest there, and like as his like shirt moves from like the scratching, you do see there's a pretty hefty scar on his chest. Said something, and he reaches into his pouch and he pulls out a little pewter flask and he hands it to you. Well, to your health.
I guess Tazik will take a swig and I'll prepare a
Yeah,
fortitude
please
save.
make a fortitude save for me.
There we go. Goodness, it's a good one. Oh!
You handle it like a champ. You swig back this battery acid. You stop and appreciate it. And you hand him back the flask. And Ozker, you presume, looks at you and don't see that very often. As he corks the pewter flask back and shoves it in his coat. Now, Morgan, was it? You going to join us? Or you going to stand there looking at us?
She's disconnected from Forge right now. She's trying to.
Yeah, I
My
can't
bad.
actually move.
So she
Sorry
can't move
about that.
herself right now.
I missed that part. Let me move you in there.
Trying to
I think
get
I can
back
actually
in, but it's
boot you,
not
kick
letting
player.
me.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
While
there you go.
discussing
Now
this,
you can
the
join back.
stream cam also hasn't updated for some reason,
Oh,
so I
stream
don't
cam's
think
also. Oh, there we go.
Morgan can.
Has stream cam updated now? Looks like the stream cam's updated on my end.
Refreshing.
Is it updated on here? Yes, it has. Okay. Yeah, stream cam. If I don't leave it open for like 10 minutes, and
Yeah.
Anyway, doesn't matter.
Makes sense.
Okay, so Agnes, are you able to get back in now?
I am refreshing like a
Alright.
mad
Well,
person.
this is going to be mostly just roleplay anyway, so not strictly necessary.
All right, so somebody might need to
That's
move me
fine.
around then if necessary.
Yeah.
But
Now you are seated at a table.
all right,
So, I haven't been the most gracious host to you. And you see him take off his hat. And he kind of, still leaned back in the chair, gives you guys a bit of a bow, and he says, Edmund Ozker, at your service.
Edmund. And Quint starts talking, and then he stops, and then he looks back at the captain.
So, Master Ozker, as we've established, you brought us here for some particular reason or other. So, let's have it.
First off, you bastards sunk my ship. Now,
A fair point.
I'm not too worried about that. In fact, I'm not even mad about it. The Wormwood has a way about things, and I suspect we'll see it again. And you see him kind of smile a bit at that.
Likely, it's still got my treasure on it.
Right, for your treasure. Now, I have a question for you lot. What is it that keeps you up at night?
I mean, tonight I bet
Quint
it's going to be
smiles.
that mimic.
lack of fire.
Cocaine, usually.
I think it's called elf dust in this
dust,
world.
yes. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. From the
Yes, from
Yes,
dried
some-
elves that have been placed in a barrel with gas.
Around here, we prefer to call them Muwangi whites.
Yes, indeed.
And you, Captain, what keeps you up at night? And you see him kind of eyeing your scars there a bit as he asks.
Eldon stops, thinks for a minute, and kind of feeling a little more divulgatory than he normally would be. Kind of goes, lack of freedom, or direct theft of freedom, restrictions, hamstrings, limitations placed on a person for what they can and cannot do within their own willpower.
Truly an honorable thing, then, to sink the Wormwood after being, as you said, press-ganged onto it.
Honor's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I'll take
It was an opportunity that presented itself as we were making our way off the ship anyway.
Yep. And may Bismar's blessings be with you. Nary a man survive a month after sinking that ship. And
Well, we're at a month and 3 days, I believe. No, month and 1 day, maybe.
it's been about about a month and 3 days, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
going for a personal best, I see. Going for the record, I see. Now, what keeps me up at night is, and you see him start to kind of doze off a little bit. Like he starts to come a little bit on focus, and he pulls a dagger out and he starts playing with it as he thunks it into the table and picks it up and thunks it back in. So he tells you the story. But when he was just a young chap, first earning his way out to sea, he met himself a wonderful, wonderful captain. Brought him aboard his ship, he did. Showed me the world, showed me everything there is to see. Then they take what's mine and leave me for naught. There's a treasure of mine I want back. By any right, if you were in my position, you'd be doing the same.
Likely.
Now, there's complications, of course. If it was just returning some paltry little knick-knack, well, I could have done that many, many years ago and been on my merry way. But you see, this bit of treasure's in a place where I can't get to it on my own. I'm giving you lot a bit of a death wish and went and sunk the Wormwood. perhaps you might be interested in joining me on a bit of a adventure, a bit of a crime spree, for lack of a better word.
A bit of a reaping day.
That's what you want to call it.
Yeah. I'm doing, I think, 6 days or so.
And I'll admit you've piqued my interest.
Now, Tazek, was it? You
Yeah.
have something there in your pouch. Bit of scroll there, perhaps sealed. Could you procure it for me?
Dazek nods and pulls the scroll in question out of his one of his pouches from his endless bandolier.
The scroll didn't detect his magic when we were in the room, correct?
He looks at it and says, "Still sealed? Are you sure you're pirates?"
It's okay. Your door friend encouraged us to be a little bit more careful, so we're going to check it out when we could contain the blast.
Well, you see him crack the seal with ease, and he unrolls a paper and lays down in front of you a bit of an image there. Now, this ain't much to go on, but I paid a lot of money for this. And actually, I think if I did this right, this is going to act as a handout. So you guys should see, if you go and check the items. I believe there should be, if I say configure ownership and then put it to all players are owners.
I see maps.
Maps.
That just popped up. Mystery
Ooh,
map.
there's a map.
Now, can you guys
One.
open the
Mystery
image
map
on it,
one.
or is it just like just an
no,
icon?
it's just an
If you
icon,
right
from what
click,
I
can
see
you
here.
view item artwork? Is that an option for you guys?
Ooh.
Yes.
You
that
item
does
artwork.
work.
Oh yeah, that does
Alright.
it. Sweet.
So in front of you here, this. Well, in honesty, this is the first time I'm opening this, and I have no idea where this is. But I know what it leads to. And he pauses for dramatic effect. And he guesses.
Guessing something relating to Besmara.
Correct. That's right. A piece of 8. Now, he looks at you because he doesn't feel like you guys are excited enough about this. Do you know what a piece of 8 is?
Knowledge.
History. I would also accept Arcana.
Yeah.
Don't
What
know.
about profession,
Profession
sailor?
sailor for some
No,
bit of general
Knowledge
lore,
local?
knowledge local. I'll also accept.
25. 17 for 25.
24.
Nice.
Knowledge local
Yep, knowledge
is
local is
accepted.
accepted.
Thumbs the doornail.
19 on history.
Okay, so with you guys, with your those of you who sub below 20, you do know that a piece of 8 is associated with Besmara and one of her greatest treasures. Each one is as valuable as a nation for its rarity and its beauty. And well, you do recall that there was one on the Wormwood. And the Wormwood is sunk. But for those of you with a 25 and 20, I'll give it to the Eldon with a 24. Why not? I was going to say 25 or higher, but it's good. 24 will do just fine. Eldon, you know that a piece of 8 is little more than just treasure. It's actually more, you can consider them more of a key to treasure. Collect them all, and rumor has it, if the legends be true, a door to the Maelstrom will open, and Besmara's bounty is yours to claim.
I mean, the piece of 8 that Harrigan had didn't stop him from ending up on, well, I hope he ended up on the bottom of the ocean. We'll find proof enough when we go and try to get the...
Whoa. You've encountered a piece of 8?
Yeah, one of our members told us that Harrigan, who was captaining your ship before I removed him of it.
Piece of 8 on the wormwood. Poor luck, that. And you sunk the ship. Did you recover it?
We know where it is.
You know where the ship is.
We're gonna go back. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the ship. But then you requested our presence so kindly.
Better hope the coin's still there. You know which one it was?
He didn't say.
Which one?
This is a callback all the way to, I think, episode 2.
Yeah, the problem is, Iru didn't really get much off of his role, so.
It was Quint that saw it, I think. Was it not?
Did Quinn see it too? I know
That was
Iru saw it.
I described the type of coin that
Quint
it was.
had some time. Interesting. I know Quint had time in the captain's quarters, but I don't think he was the one that saw it. I think it was Iru. Yeah, because Iru also had private time in the captain's quarters.
Yeah. I think, I don't know if you told us this, but if memory serves, you told Iru that it was
Yeah,
the
that is
bronze
correct.
one, I believe.
It
Nicely
was
done.
the bronze coin. Says, well, that is certainly one of the 8. Now we need to find the other 8. And that one. He looks at you kind of all disappointed. Letting a piece slip, boy. You are some of the worst pirates I've ever encountered.
Quint reaches over, takes the bottle of wine, slides it back in front of himself, keeps it there for a few seconds, and then he pours another cup for himself.
But here's the thing. If you were good pirates, you'd have your heads mounted on Chelish pikes by now, I'd imagine.
Likely. Seems the shackles are heading in that direction.
There's a notion of truth to that.
So, would you care to join me in regaining what's mine and robbing the goddess herself?
By what's yours, you refer to the wormwood?
Or Besmara's treasure.
What is mine is in the treasure.
My friend, I gotta admit, over the years I've heard conflicting accounts. Some say that Besmara's treasure is the entire collected works of booty that the bitch queen herself has collected over the many long years. All of the treasures that have been lost to the sea. And I've heard some people say it gives you eternal life, any wish you want, and as a little wishy-washy, a little ethereal. It sounds to me like you know a thing or two that might be hiding this bounty.
All I know,
Care to whet her appetite a little bit?
smart man, Master Cook. To say you were wrong would be a lie. Aye, it is true. Every bit and bauble ever lost to sea is in the Maelstrom, just waiting to be collected by someone as thirsty and driven enough to get it. Is that you? Do you want it? The power and respect and freedom of becoming the greatest pirate crew since, as you say, the bitch queen herself ascended.
Quint looks up, does the little sign to Besmara, and then he pounds his glass.
Quint's the thirstiest person I've ever met.
Hearing him mention freedom, Eldon's gonna kind of, corner of his mouth's gonna turn up a little bit. He's gonna kind of start scratching at something on the back of his shoulder, and then go, "Aye, as exciting a pursuit as I suppose I could ask for."
And he turns to Tazik. Master Rat?
The kind of fortune that would topple kingdom seems like a good enough reason for me to go.
And Miss Blackheart.
Morgan kind of looks around the room, takes a sip of her wine, leans back and goes, "You had me at robbery."
Right. So he gestures to the map. which one of you is the navigator, and where the hell is this?
Looks to.
Yeah, everyone's
Morgan's
kind of
the
looking at
navigator,
Morgan.
right?
We're looking at Morgan.
Morgan will take a look at the map
So,
and is there any sort of roll?
this is
or?
actually, I want to ask you guys this, because this can be a puzzle or it can be a roll, because this is an actual tracing of an area on the shackles. If you guys want to take some time and see if you can figure it out on your own, that's fine. If you want to roll for it, that's also fine. It's whatever you guys are comfortable with.
I wonder, because Morgan has been mapping everywhere we've been going.
Yes,
But
she
that
has
doesn't necessarily mean we started out with some charts from the ship that were already on the ship when we took it over, but I don't think they
No.
were comprehensive of the whole shackles. So my vote, at least as the player, is maybe it could be cool that it's kind of a bit of both, where like as we explore areas, we add them to our maps. So like maybe we can start out looking at the parts of the charts that we have, and we can, mark tiles on the big map as ones that we have mapped or something in some way, and then in that way it kind of becomes a puzzle to, well, we know there's islands in that general direction. Maybe we go check those out. Given the shape of what we're looking at, maybe we can, infer that the island is of a certain size. We know we've heard tell of islands in a certain direction, and kind of just pick a direction and go, without necessarily scrutinizing the map and just picking the island out and
because
targeting
my
it.
particular sketch work is, I do like what Zane is pitching. Actually, what are your guys' thoughts before I continue?
Yeah, I think rolling. I think it's in the spirit of the game to be able to roll, but maybe even if you crush it, I don't know. I feel like I want a hint more than an answer.
Yeah.
Well, I did try to
that's
leave a bit of a hint.
Yeah,
So
rolls for
maybe
hints
we've got incomplete
I did-
charts is kind of what
I did try to
driving
put a
at.
hint
So,
on here.
Yeah,
Now, obviously,
that
I am
Zane
not
did
an
much better
artist,
job.
so I'm just going to tell you guys that weird mountain range thing is actually an active volcano.
That was actually, before you said that, 100% that is a volcano.
Yeah.
You could see the lava coming out of it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
got some.
So
Yeah,
very
Pompeii.
pumpy. So that should hopefully help you guys as a bit of a hint, because there are not a lot of volcanoes in the shackles. At least not that I'm aware.
Sorry, where was this map located? I'm trying to.
Items tab next to your character sheet on the right hand tab. Next to actors, there's items, and then if you right click on it and click view item artwork under maps.
There's a little tab that says maps. Yeah, you'll want to click that.
Oh, there
I'm
we
going to
go.
be spending the next day looking through the Shackles map, because that's just good
right?
plain fun.
Like I said, I'm happy to whatever you guys are comfortable with, because I know it can be a crock of, like, I'm not gonna bar you guys from not knowing where this map is if you can't figure it out, because the Shackles map is quite large, and admittedly this is a pretty zoomed in portion of the map. So
I like the idea though that maybe we have a vague idea that we can figure, like maybe I don't know, do we figure out that's a volcano? Like, is that something that we should roll for to figure out what that structure
I mean, I'd probably
would
give
be?
it like
I
a
like
DC
the-
5 on that, because it is supposed to be a drawing of a volcano, right? Like, yeah.
Right. So seeing as a volcano, maybe maybe our plan is to fill in our charts, talk to people. Maybe we'll hit up a couple ports that we know in the area and see if anyone can start directing us to volcanoes.
That's
like
that's
that
what I
idea.
was kind of
That's
hoping
great.
for,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
again,
collect info.
my primary point of the Shackles is to have the be a hex crawl as much as it can be, right? Like,
Yeah. And this encourages us to hex scroll instead of just like direct
which is what I
beeline
want to.
for-
Yeah,
avoid,
rather than
Yeah.
beelining
right?
it in a week.
Because like,
yeah.
if you guys were driven,
100%.
you could get here you can get to this place next session, and then go from there, right?
Yeah.
But where's the fun in that?
Mhm.
So, all right. So, any idea where we're headed?
Well, I mean,
We've got
I don't know
charts.
if I can-
We've got charts on the ship. I mean,
Yeah.
we're probably not visually meaning anything to us just yet, but we've got some partial charts of the area, and worst case, we can poll the locals if they've got any more complete charts or if they know of anything anywhere we could head in as a starting heading at least.
All right. Well, as you guys are discussing options and where to go, I will say during this whole conversation that Morgan, you noticed something about our dearest Edmund. Given that you have the perception of a god, if I remember correctly, it is Morgan that has the high perception, right?
Yeah.
Decently high.
Decently
Not that
high,
passive
yeah.
perception really exists in Pathfinder, but I do actually kind of like that mechanic,
I know,
to be
right?
honest. So I'm gonna try to use
It's
it every
great,
now and then. Morgan, you notice that all of the spiders, while you, the party members, have been dealing with spiders kind of crawling on you, and you guys have been like swiping them off or stomping them or whatever, all the spiders just kind of part around Edmund and just avoid him entirely.
Morgan's gonna kind of take note of that, but not really divulge anything to the rest of the party just yet.
So,
Sure.
do we, now, before we really continue here, because, I know things, I hope. And you see him kind of like be confused there for a second. I will do what I can to lead you to the treasure and offer you whatever it is you may need to get there. But when we get to the treasure, you can keep whatever it is that's there. I couldn't give less of a shit, but I want what's mine. Do we have an accord? And he holds out his hand to the captain. So Eldon, he's kind of like leaning back with his arm just kind of like extended towards you.
Eldon will kind of look to each crew member one by one and see if he's kind of gauge their response to what Mr. Edmund has just said. I look to Tazik first and kind of see if Tazik gives him a nod. And Morgan
nods, so she's kind of skeptic with the whole spider. It's not crawling on him.
I think Eldon might notice that Morgan isn't kind of emphatically saying yes. Morgan looks a little squirrely at what's going on a little bit, for sure. And not that Eldon isn't a little suspicious himself of the choice words Mr. Ozker just used, but all the same. Eldon, before he reaches out, you can look to Quint, obviously, and get the...
Just silently nods.
Okay.
And... yeah, I mean, he doesn't say anything in this moment, but you get an affirmative from him.
Okay. So Eldon will kind of stop and think for a moment and go, I must admit, Master Edmund, you're being quite vague about the nature of what is yours. And while I'm as eager to adventure and travel as the next pirate, I'll admit your choice words give me a bit of pause.
You see his face kind of take a bit of a somber tone, and he looks at you. He can't quite meet your eyes as he says, and he says, I trusted someone with it once, and they stole it from me.
Very well, then. And he'll reach out his hand and grab his hand.
An accord. And you see him pull that flask back out, pop it, and just like down the whole thing. And Tazik, you watch this happen, and with that like little bit that you got, you felt the effects of it a bit, and this man's just draining it like it's nothing. So, take me to your ship. And he smiles.
Well, it's no wormwood, so I'll warn you of that now.
Right. On the way, tell me how you did it. And I think we're okay to end it there if you guys would like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was good. You guys have agreed to rob God. Little g, but you know.
Hell yeah.
A god.
A god. One of a multiplicative
She would
number.
approve.
It's true.
That's how she get all of her stuff.
She
I
can't
think
even
there's
be
like
mad,
somewhere
honestly.
written in like one of the like the novels that if you steal Bismarck's treasure, you ascend to like a deity.
That's great.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
So
great.
you guys feeling good? Had fun?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Alright.
Heck yeah.
great fun.
Tazik's still alive.
Is Mr. Ozker taking all of his stuff? Like, is he leaving any effects here, or is he seem like
He's
he's
got
got
a
a
travel
travel
pack.
pack where
Yep.
he kind of scooped all his stuff?
Mhm.
He scooped all his stuff and all that, right? So I think Eldon, last thing before you're leaving, Eldon would want to do a lap and collect all
Okay.
the iron
Yeah, no
torches,
No problem.
and scoop all of them. So whenever you get around to a full count, I know we already picked up
Yep.
2 in the first entry room. That I think Tazik or Quentin Morgan maybe had floating around their heads
14.
for a
14
while now.
total. Yep.
14 total. Beautiful. Okay, just wanted to mark that off before I forget. Cool. All right. Nice, and more nice.
All right. Cool. So, any questions, thoughts, concerns?
I
That's
have
great.
many concerns about this new joiner,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
otherwise,
Many
Yeah.
concerns about this.
All right.
this
Tell me
fellow,
what you
but,
think
like,
about Edmund.
I like it.
Yeah.
Dude. I like it.
he's a mysterious figure, and like Quint, he feels in the moment like he's cleared him of being undead, but in hindsight, he's thinking like, I didn't have a good line of sight on the guy. He moved through.
Mm.
Now he doesn't know. Now he's
Well,
all unsure.
You're gonna take him on your ship, so what could possibly go wrong?
Exactly.
I have more gunpowder there. It's fine.
We blow up.
We have an owl bear.
Yeah. I've got
This
an army.
is
We've
gonna
got
be
an
our play.
owlbear.
This is gonna be our play. We'll just, as soon as we see a bigger ship, we'll just steal that ship, blow up the old one, move on.
It works.
I like it. Let's go.
Lather, rinse,
Grand
repeat.
Theft Auto: The Shackles.
Yeah, like actually, like it's GTA. You steal the fast car, you drive it till it crashes, you jump out, you hijack the next person you see, and you move on. Don't even
Listen,
blink.
there's a few ships that you guys are more than welcome to try to steal, and I'm gonna put big emphasis on try. Because when the
Challenge
hex crawl
accepted.
starts, there's gonna be no, as far as the ships that you guys encounter are concerned, there's no level cap. There's no, like, if you guys randomly roll, you guys are gonna be randomly encountering people, right? So
Counter
you
zones,
better
let's
know when
go.
to run away and when to fight.
Give me de-leveled encounters all day, dog. I love it. I'm here
Now
for it.
there's like one ship.
I mean,
There's
would
a
be
few
fun.
ships that are decided at, especially at 4th level, are decided run the hell away. But there's a bunch that you guys probably eke through. I think the lowest level ship that I have is more or less friendly, and it's still like a CR5. So wouldn't recommend getting into a fight with them yet.
I mean, at this point, I'm just catapulting Edmund onto their deck and letting the 5,000-year-old pirate do his work.
5,000 years old? Come on, guys. He's not that old.
Maybe like a
Doesn't look a
1,000.
day over 4K.
Press X to doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. This is all 12 kinds of sus. Like, this is not. Eldon's got the heebie-jeebies for sure. He's not the wisest guy, so he can't really intuit what's going on. But the hairs on his neck are standing up. The heebie-jeebies are real.
Tazik actually has a proper wisdom. Like, it's got a wisdom score of 12, so
I mean, this guy, all he's done is
it's not.
So definitely better.
Yes,
Like,
but-
10 is the average person,
Yeah.
right? So the average person's intuition is like where Eldon is sitting at. So Eldon has, the average man in terms of intuition. He's like, yeah, there's something squirrely here, but we're just gonna have to roll with it.
Plus, like, Florida man is dragging that right down.
Oh yeah.
What's the average? Well, it's a bell curve, and
yeah,
really,
no,
let's
let's
be
be real.
Yeah, it's a bell curve to a 10.
Yeah, so you guys have finally met EO. Edmund Ozker.
Oh yeah.
Edmund Ozker.
actually have a name to go with the.
Yeah. Do like him.
Mhm.
He's a fine lad.
Mhm.
All right, so any questions, thoughts, concerns, anything like that?
Nothing that's jumping to mind currently.
Ooh, actually, the one thing I wanted to ask you, did Eldon when Eldon had to make the will save for picking up the knife, did he feel anything?
No, not a thing.
No, not a thing. Awesome, sweet.
Don't worry, it'll come eventually.
No concerns. Zero concerns. No cause for alarm whatsoever. Zero cause for concern.
Yeah, until you're staying up at night, playing with the tip of its dagger, and you can't sleep, and you're just blood everywhere.
Slowly just starts stabbing Spook.
Why Spook? You guys are so mean to poor Spook.
Because it's much darker than
Eldon,
Owlbear.
because Eldon is not capable of stabbing anybody
No.
else. No. Eldon is not.
I forgot. We have dinner on
Like-
board. Eldon's 100% going after the chicken.
Oh, first night. First night, dinner's done.
We having chicken
We're having
for dinner.
chicken. It's fine.
Shish kebab.
What's for
Yeah.
dinner?
Having dinner for
That's
dinner,
what I
please.
asked.
For third base.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, I can't wait for Edmund to meet Owlbear. Oh, it's gonna be hilarious. So
could go wrong?
just for my own personal enjoyment, I got a question for you guys, and I'm gonna tell you guys something. Question wise, what is your best guess what's going on with Edmund with what limited information you have right now?
He's trying to make a run at Besmara.
I mean, I'm getting very
Vengeance. To the
reverse
dish
Pirates of the
best
Caribbean, Davy Jones and
Okay,
Calypso
okay.
vibes.
Yep,
All right.
same.
Like actually, well, no, not reversed at that point.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh,
yeah, the Calypso stole my
Straight
heart.
up.
Straight up, Besmara stole my heart, kind of thing is my
Okay.
vibe. But
okay. Like I said, I'm not gonna say anything, and I'm not.
No.
It's good. It's good. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever.
we'll just see if, like, after he just starts writing down furiously.
Shit, that's good.
Yeah.
Just
write
take
that
the
down.
whole plot of Pirates of the Caribbean and just push it somewhere else.
yeah,
Take the plot of Pirates of the Caribbean. Add Anthony.
Super Saiyan Anthony.
So
Yeah.
bro, Anthony's just what was it? Pintel, the dude with the wooden eye.
That's right.
That's Anthony.
Yeah.
There we
It's just
go.
a dude with the wooden eye. No adaptation necessary.
Oh,
you know what I
Oh.
think? I think Edmund is one half of two parts of a Gestalt world serpent being, mainly because he introduced himself as EO, and his hope is that when he reclaims Besmara's horde, he will somehow connect with Besmara, and they'll fuse and become like a supercomputer and create their own reality in their own crystal sphere. I think that is kind of obvious.
man, I'm
to
so
be
happy
honest.
I'm still alive for that.
That is the most anime thing I think you've ever said.
Oh, I'm so happy we're still alive. Oh man,
That's
okay.
beautiful.
That is like the 5th ending of Dragon's Dogma or something like that.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
All right. The other thing I
Oh,
want to
it's
say
beautiful.
is 2 out of 4 of you have already correctly guessed the location of the map.
Yep. It's beautiful.
But yeah, no, good work, guys. Proud of y'all. Yeah, like where the
Location
map
of
is.
the map? What?
Like what it's showing you.
I have to pull up that picture of the map.
I gotta get back to the world map. Yeah, that's my. I have to see
Oh, yeah,
the world
that's
map
fair.
to
I guess
figure
I
it
can
out.
give you
But
guys that much.
You can
Yeah.
click on it yourself as a player. You can navigate to it. Shackles up top.
No.
Also,
It's one of the upsides
Totally.
to Foundry. Oh, is it
Yep.
because I have? Oops.
yeah, you have Junior DM, I think.
That's really funny.
Yeah, I've looked at the map of Galarian before. That's true. I could pull that up.
the Google map of
The
Galarian.
Google, I know, right? It has a Google Earth. It's hilarious.
That's 100% what it is.
Yeah.
I love it.
It is actually.
It's handy.
Love how you get.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's not-
I saw it
it's not that
immediately.
hard.
Actually, that's hilarious. I zoomed in on the shackles and went, oh.
It's really not that hard. I went with an easy one to start you guys off with.
No, that's good though, because this is gonna be a hex crawl. I'm
I
loving it.
love the concept of it being a hex crawl, and that's just
Like, dude, the shackles are
Figuring
just
it out.
filled with so much bullshit. Like,
yeah.
how
There's
can
so
I
much
not
stuff.
make this a hex crawl? Like, that's another problem with the Skull and Jackals AP is that it's literally go here, go here, go here, go here, go there.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's very linear.
Yeah, it is
Very AP.
one of the best settings in like Pathfinder as a whole, with some of the least scratching.
Mhm.
It's like the old criticism of Skyrim. It's got the breadth of an ocean and the depth of a wading
Yep.
pool.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
And I'm so excited. Like I have so many ships. Like most of them I haven't even like ported into Foundry yet. But that's like honestly having a month off to just work on this is going to be so much fun for me too.
Yeah. I was thinking though, in line with the whole hiatus thing, is anybody, I guess we kind of talked about this a little bit at the start of the turn of the act, but like is there any tweaks to characters or anything we need to make? Because we kind of have time to do research and think about
Morgan,
characters.
Agnes and I are gonna have a bit of a talk about Morgan still. I think that's still the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might be a rework. Morgan might be coming back as a slightly different class, but we'll see what happens. Because yeah, we'll see. We just want to go from there, and then if anyone has any questions, of course, y'all are. I'm open to you guys at any time. There's never feel bad about messaging me, even though there's gonna be a 5-hour difference. It's fine. Everything's good. Oh, by the way, as you guys are in the dungeon, you do see the Quetzalcoatl just kind of flying around.
Yep.
It's okay. It's a lot closer
we see
now.
it
It's
at
a
the end
much
of the
easier
hall.
shot.
Yep,
It's always
that's
just
right.
out of reach.
Every time you guys turn a corner,
The murder
you look
birdie.
behind you, you think you see the Quetzalcoatl's head poking around the corner. Its 10-foot long beak just snapping at you.
That's what up at night.